I need it, I want it, I can't even sleep. Before we start this next video, I just want to remind y'all, if you want exclusive content, if you want to hear the new music, if you want to see the new merchandise first, hit us up on Patreon. It's available to our patrons first. I also want to ask y'all to hit us up in the comments section. All constructive criticism is greatly appreciated as we become better as a brand. Shout out to the trappers, we are back lit. It's D.I. the Henny, man. It's battle rap trap, and we definitely got the streets. Alright, so you know I had to get into it. I finally get to talk about this battle. I've attempted to do two different videos on this battle. One of them got erased off the damn computer. One of them we was just drunk and high as hell. But now, since ARP and RBE was gracious enough to release it so fast, since they released it expeditiously, I can go ahead and do this for the third time. This is actually my third time watching this battle, so I feel like I have a better understanding of my opinion on this battle. This is my official breakdown of Math HOFFA versus Holla the Don. Once again, shout out RBE, ARP, shout to Lawrence and them niggas, and shout out of course Math HOFFA and Holla the Don. Since this battle just happened and it's been talked about in so many ways, I'm gonna go ahead and just skip through all the extra drama that's been talked about a lot. You know what I mean? So basically, I'm just going to discuss the bars. Of course, that's what battle rap is about anyway, and the drama has been over-talked about, so I'm going to highlight the bars. Of course, there's some things I'm not going to be able to look past inside of the battle, but to start it off, we're going to skip straight to 9 minutes, because on the battle, that's where the actual battle starts. So we're going to skip through all of the talking, drama, fussing, crying, laughing, hugging, heckling, etc., and we just going to get straight into Holla the Don's first round. Hollow's first. Hollow comes out saying that he failed Math as a gangster. Yeah, man, of course, being sarcastic or whatever, but he said it in a scheme that led to loyalty over money meant putting Math over my son. Yeah, I mean, so that was real powerful, of course, to anybody with children. He continues with wordplays and angles on Math, coming at him over the disaster, accept your karma. It was a dose of something serious. You know how Hollow do the little voice thing, you know what I mean? So he hit that. Of course, that landed. Then he continued and said, Math, is it lonely down there? Yeah. You know what I mean? That was real funny. It was a couple of themes, you know what I mean, that was real hilarious. He had the Masters old theme. He had this battle makes no sense theme. He had a joint where he was like, this battle makes no sense, like ARP 7 Deep at Born Legacy. He had a wicka, let's start taking it back. You know what I mean? He had a couple of things, you know what I mean, a couple of little themes in there that was real catchy. I really appreciated the creativity of it. He also said, Math's a bitch, the type to eat Bonnie's ass and then let his kids drink after him. Ew, that was nasty. And you know I don't really like kid lines, but I gotta highlight this line because I want to shout out this nigga right here. Check him out. Bow!
Ah, you're nasty.
No.
Ah, you're nasty.
No.
Ah, you're nasty.
No. I definitely gotta shout out the homie right there. You know what I mean? Because he really appreciates the nasty niggas of America. You know what I mean? Anyway, moving on. He said you pass phrases to T and Verb, and it's ironic because them the next two niggas that lined you up. He said, A, Verba nigga send ARP his other half. Makes the boy wonder how you 40 and ain't been producing lately. I like that. And he had named a couple other producers, of course, in there. It started with Mike Zombie, so of course he worked his way around to a whole bunch of other producers and finished with that 9. Then he makes fun of the guys behind Math, calls him NYBN. Yeah, I mean, I know BN is like muy bien is like a Spanish joke. I guess he playing on that. Of course, everything he's saying in the first is landing. I feel like it was a real crazy first from Holla the Don. You know what I mean? I didn't love that he was using like knife and gun bars. I kind of skipped those in the quotables because for me, when he already made clear that he has no malice towards Math, it's kind of pointless in saying that. You know what I mean? Even though this is battle rap, this isn't really, that's not Hollow's lane. Ever since he looked at Tay Rock and was like, why do we lie as rappers? He hasn't really been doing a whole lot of that. And I noticed he had some of that in this battle. And for me, it really didn't add anything to his rounds. You know what I mean? At least not in that first round. So Mass first, he comes out. You can already tell before he even says one word, this is going to be like the ultimate underdog story, like fucking Rudy or some shit. You know what I mean? You can just see it. His chest is poked out. He breathing different, you know what I mean, and all that. The last time I seen this in battle rap, I want to say at this capacity is Tay-Rock versus Charlie Clips. You know what I mean? Everybody was fine. You know what I mean? Tay-Rock had been on a big comeback ever since he lost to Charlie Clips. He made a slogan out of it, and then he went up there. And even though Clips was still the megastar that he is today, it was like, okay, we want this was the rising of Tay-Rock. This is kind of, we already seen Math Hoffa rise, but this is the return of Math Hoffa. And you can feel it before he even said a word. And he appropriately starts with Rocky Creed kind of themed bar, which, you know what I mean, kind of, in my opinion, speaks to the feel and the vibe of him being the underdog. Then he basically gets straight into the, you said you wouldn't battle disaster angle, you know what I mean, cause this motherfucker deaf. He hit the Tech 9 on him and all that. I thought that was fire. And then he just told the crowd off top, if you here for that rapidy rap shit, go and get the fuck out. This ain't the one for you. He had a crazy cartoon scheme leading up to he complied to Disney's but didn't warn a brother. It was fire. He had Donald Duck, Goofy, and all them niggas up in there. It was crazy, man. But like, for real, you can already tell that Math put a lot into his writing and creativity. He was prepared. He was focused. Math talks that street shit. He talks that street shit with a multi-syllable flow, and that's not easy to do. It's not a lot of people that pulls that off, and then he can break out of that and go straight into word to rock. I knock your Luigi mustache clean the fuck off, and you know what I mean. He's a big dude. You know what I mean. That right there. That's kind of that line right there stands out in the first for me, just the way he said it. And for real, it seemed like he really would knock his Luigi mustache clean the fuck off at that very moment when he said it. Also, like lines like find out after the bow, the potato don't even make a diff, referring to putting the potato on the gun. Red nose, blue nose, Mama Hoffa them raised the pit. You know what I mean? I mean, Math is reminding us exactly who he is when he's doing stuff like this. Then he finally gets into the story of Hollow jumping in the ocean, the famous story. Surprisingly, a lot of what he is saying is hitting, even though we done heard this a million times. What I think though is fuck the face-offs, fuck the interviews, fuck all of the preliminary. This is how this story will be remembered. He did a great job of executing, telling the story right now, making it sound new, getting the crowd captivated in it. This is how the story will be remembered. So although it's an older story, I think that it was brilliant that he still was like, fuck it, I'm telling this shit right now, and I'm gonna tell it my way. It was fire. You know what I mean? At that point, he hit a line that was like, where Hollow at? I'm right here in the ocean, backstroking. You know what I mean? By the time he hit that joint, I felt like he could have ended the round, and it would have been a classic first round from both of them. But as he said, he ain't done.
Hold on, I ain't done yet. I ain't done yet.
You know what I mean? So he kept on going. He said, I knew you wasn't a real nigga because you knew how to swim. Of course, taking another shot at Hollow jumping in the motherfucking water. You know what I mean? Then he introduced Hollow's new alter ego, called him Splish Splash. He had the... I can't say it with a straight face. He had the whole crowd saying Splish Splash and Splishy and all that shit the whole battle. And then he was talking about how he had to stand behind them and want to hype them all, like, yeah, get him Splish Splash. You know what I mean? It was fire, and he kind of took the momentum and the steam out of Hollow's next round just by making him seem like a sucker, for lack of a better way to put it. That he painted the narrative that Hollow's a sucker, he's not tough. You know what I mean? He didn't really touch on the loyalty thing yet. Well, he did as far as the disaster battle, but he kind of took his first round to really just, you know, demean him as a man. Like, you really not about this life. You know what I mean? So, with that being said, it was very good rapping all the way through the end. You could tell Math was living in the moment. You know what I mean? I enjoy seeing it. But he just kept rapping and rapping and rapping. And at one point, it started to feel like overkill. But it was not bad rapping. It was just like, stop. You've done enough, bro. You know what I mean? Little bit drawn out, but he got the point across. He came to win, for me Personally, the first round is debatable. I'll let y'all debate on that while I'm continuing with my review, and I'll give my final analysis at the end of the battle. Moving on, let's get into the second. Hollow second, he comes out attempting to rebuttal. The first rebuttal fell flat. Then he got into the Ocean Story rebuttal. It kind of half landed. Then he rapped through it. You know what I mean? Said something about face shot, half math rapping like Conway. You know what I mean? And you know, Hollow's real physical with the way he raps. So, you know what I mean? He did put bubbled up his cheek and all that. That was fire. Then he said, he talking about Mass attitude towards everything. He's so negative. He only develops in a small room. That was crazy to me. You know what I mean? He continued with an angle saying, I wasn't disloyal, I outgrew you. I thought that was a brilliant defense to the things that Math was throwing out there. You know what I mean? Then he said, who's really disloyal? Through some exposing some behind the scenes shit that we really didn't know, as far as him helping Math get a battle in London, and Math supposedly helping him get a battle on Vlad, but he paid the middleman as if he was trying to get something off of it. All the way down to some street shit that involved, you know what I mean, couple little joints them niggas had going on, you know what I mean? And then then he had a quote that said, I guess NYB ain't the only time you fucked up the pack. Basically saying, man, fuck the money up. Then Hollow mentions a Cali plug, and immediately the crowd starts calling him, you snitch, boo that man.
You snitching.
They hated it. I don't know why. You know what I mean? I don't think was it snitching? I don't know. But the crowd hated that motherfucking shit. I tell you that. They tried to get him the fuck up out of here. Hollow just seemed to kind of had lost steam. He finished his second round, but the crowd was kind of just, it seemed like they was over it. He ended his slogan kind of sloppy. He was like, I do got on hiddenlabel.com, like basically fuck hiddenlabel.com, but I do got on hiddenlabel.com and lomclothing.com. It was sloppy as shit, man. You know what I mean? And so it left a lot to be desired at the end, even though the beginning of the first half of his round, I really enjoyed, but I think the crowd made him lose steam. In the second half, he kind of just fell off for me. Mass second, he comes straight in and rebutted, you said you God. No, you not. You tried walking on water and it didn't work. Oh my God. He's still coming straight back with the splish splash. I was taking the bath shit, man. You know what I mean? The crowd is still loving it too. Then he used a Tupac. We was once two niggas of the same kind. And he did that for like 8 bars. And he led it all the way up to his sister angle and was like, your sister is nice, B.
Your sister was nice, babe.
He said the nigga's sister body was smelling like baby breath. Ow. Shout out to HOFFA, because I had to tweet that nigga like, hey bro, what the fuck does that mean? Apparently though, baby breath is a type of flower or some type of bouquet or something. I don't know. Hey, if you fuck with Henny, don't be expecting no baby breath, cause I got 11 kids, bitch. I'll show you some baby breath. I'm funny as shit though. He kept going on how good Hollow sister looked, and then he said if she listened to this, her pussy getting mad wet like Hollow and Coney Island. He brings it back to this shit and it's still working. It's a great transition. Then he breaks down Hollow's recent quote unquote decline as far as the GOAT convo goes. The momentum is clearly in Mass favor. The crowd is already screaming 2-0. He's still attacking Hollow's character and saying how he changed. Fresh out of jail, they could lean on me. The lean on you could get him sent back. I thought that was a fire bar. That was the best lean bar used against Hollow other than stand-up niggas don't lean. Of course, that was a classic lean bar used against Hollow also. After that, it's a little more personal story type stuff between them two. But for real, it kind of felt like filler in comparison to some of the other shit that he had in Landon. Then he gets back to the splish splash. Like I said, the splish splash was the go-to shit the whole battle. It don't matter if it's a 20-minute round and he got dry for 20 minutes. If that nigga said splish splash, oh my God, nigga said splish splash again. They was happy about that shit, you feel me? So, He went back into the splish splash shit, and then he went into his slogan, I solidify my spot with gorillas, and I don't rock with you niggas, followed by A-verb, this nigga line, you know what I mean? Just like Hollow had an A-verb, this nigga line. And in my personal opinion, once again, in the second round, he could have ended this. And for real, at this point, if he would have ended it, it wouldn't even have been debatable. The first round, in my opinion, could have been debated and can be debated. The second round, he could end right here, and it's not even debatable. He had the second round. Yeah, I mean,
I ain't even close to done. I'm not even close to done.
he continues, he does a pretty cool knife story, then he throws a shot at Murder Mook, it didn't really land, and then of course the confusion began. You know what I mean? People was kicked out, threats were made, homeboy said, I'ma smoke you outside. I don't know, man, I hope he ain't smoke nobody outside, because his ass going to jail if he did. Moving on. After the confusion, Math continues, neighbors heard him scream like a bitch, thought he was practicing his rounds. That was fire to me. You know what I mean? Because you know Hollow scream, I'll get engaged with the rage, and you know what I mean, that shit. This MAGA leave his whole hat red out of hatred, and then flipped it around, hat red, hatred, all that shit. You know what I mean? Super solid round for Mav, man. Even amongst the confusion, Mav got off his round, and he clearly won the second, no doubt about that. Even though Hollow had a decent round, better start, kind of sloppy ending, Mav got that second. He was solid even through the confusion. You know what I mean? Going into Hollow's third, he comes in saying he can't rebuttal what Math was just saying because he really wasn't listening. Somebody in the crowd, a female to be exact, shout out to you, sweetheart. You should've. You should've, nigga. And everybody was laughing like, yeah, you should've. You should've been listening though. You should've been listening though, basically. So it's automatically we feeling like they still looking at Hollow like he's the fucking enemy. He continues and he's angling, but it's coming off dry. It's coming off almost as if he's trying to rush to get to a certain spot, and then he does get to what I think is the definitive spot that he's trying to get to, and he lands a line with, if you ain't approached me when I did it, then it ain't real shit. I like that trap law. That's definitely a trap law. When you see a nigga doing some bitch ass shit, don't wait 2 years till y'all beefing. Say that shit right the fuck then, or, you know what I mean? It's questionable. It's questionable. At least it's questionable. At the very least, it's questionable. If you was standing behind me screaming, get him splish splash when you thought I was doing some bitch ass shit, you should have said it right then on the spot. That's basically what Hollow was saying. And then he continues to say, Matt basically had a Mav has never changed angle. Mav been the same since they met, and he flipped Mav's slogan and said, I solidify my spot with gorillas. It makes sense because apes never evolve. I think that was my favorite line that Hollow had throughout the whole battle. It was just, you know what I mean? I love when people flip people's slogans and all that anyway, but I really enjoyed the way he did that. Makes sense because apes never evolve. That's fire. He continues to real talk Mav's drama, the tax stone shit, all that, you know what I mean? What do you say, you gonna get in something once tax return? Then he worked his way all the way up to a got him situation. He didn't say got him or nothing, but it was a situation where he tried to make it seem like Disaster was in the back of the crowd, and it was like, I'm in New York. You know how Disaster always say, I'm in fucking Disneyland, or wherever the fuck he at. That's what he say or whatever. So that was the angle that he chose to take. I thought it was creative, but I think that maybe it was a way to execute it better to where it would have been more effective, because it coming from the back of the crowd seemed like the communication was all from the back to the front, and it didn't translate the way it, maybe if he would have had somebody on stage do that shit, it would have, you know what I mean, made Math be like, who the fuck is that? You know what I mean? But with it coming from all the way in the back of the crowd, didn't make Math react, which didn't make the crowd react, which made it fall flat for real. Anyway, moving on. I think it was a real solid third from Hollow. Math just had already took the momentum and painted a picture of Hollow that made him look like just a fake-ass nigga, you know what I mean? And made you look like a fake-ass nigga if you fucked with him. So that was a good job by Math by doing that. But for me personally, just looking at the bars and skipping through the bullshit, that was a good ass round from Hollow. Alright, in the Mav's third, Mav opens up with the loyalty over money angle and what it means and what it doesn't mean to Hollow. He also tells certain advice that he gave Hollow that Hollow did follow, even though he didn't give credit to Mav for it. You know what I mean? He talks about the John and Hollow fight, and he makes jokes about it, of course. All the question, why did Hollow battle disaster again? That's what it all rolled into. You see what I'm saying? He had some nice punches mixed in, though. I do want to give him credit on the wordplay. He talked about how Hollow talked about Charlie Clips initially wearing sandals during the fight, and then Hollow said Hollow was the one who flip-flopped. I like that. He said, your name Hollow, you're not supposed to hold nothing inside. I like that. He said, son to come up, get it, Hollow the Don. Woo! Son to come up. He called Hollow a come up, get it, Hollow the Don. That was fire to me. You know what I mean? Then he makes fun of Hollow's music. Hollow makes fun of Hollow's music, so of course it was pretty fucking funny. The crowd is already screaming 3-0 when Mav decides to bring out Rob and Duck, the investors of LOM, the ones who helped start it up, and they believed in Hollow before he robbed and ducked. That was fire. I tell you this, Rob and Duck was high and drunk in the motherfucker, but shout out to them niggas, because apparently they had something to do with something. At this point, Hollow's angry cousin is back on stage, so now we got Hollow's angry cousin, and we got Rob and Duck, or Rob or Duck, whichever one got the cornrows was in the motherfucking tackling position. Then we got Mav HOFFA handing motherfucking Hollow the Don court papers. I don't know what the fuck happened. This shit turned into Jerry Springer out of fucking nowhere. You know what I mean? But I do want to say, I like the Rob and Duck angle, but I don't like the let me serve you these papers angle. He could have got a nice white girl, or, you know what I mean, a nice black dude with some motherfucking glasses, look real lawyery, and serve him the papers, or serve, if they real papers, serve him the papers, and it wouldn't have had to, you know, violate no type of street code. You know what I mean? So I do like the idea, but I think that could have been executed a little better for my own personal liking. Anyway, though, he continues to tell a story about Rob pulling up on Hollow in Florida. You know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure Rob live in New York, so I guess he hopped a plane to Florida, pulled up, like, where you at? Hollow told him a certain spot, and then left that spot, called the cops on dude or something like that. So, you know what I mean? These are things that, of course, we didn't know nothing about. If they are true, if they're not true, I don't know, but it was saying on stage, so we counted as part of a rap battle. Then he finally touched on Hollow switching from LOM to Hidden Label, but he really didn't even go on the Hidden Label part that much. He had already talked about LOM so much, it was kind of like, I guess he just wanted to briefly touch on Hidden Label, and he did. He went ahead, threw a couple punches in that jump. Then he finished with, the only way to make this right is give me Disaster's address and let me fuck your sister. Whoa. That's a hell of a way to end a motherfucking battle, man. You know what I mean? So, although I didn't like the paper serving angle, it's no way I could really say Mav lost his third round, which leads me to say this. Basically, whether you think that Hollow got the first or not, the second was very clear. The third was a little bit more close, but I mean, come on. Mav went second. Mav kind of just, I mean, he kind of just made it clear, like, I won this battle. I won this battle. You know what I mean? At the end of the motherfucking day. It just looked visually, if you looking at Hollow's face, he won. It was certain things that was said in between there that I didn't really touch on, but it made Hollow look a certain way. He pointing, like, you know, like making it seem like he was a victim in certain situations. It just made it feel like Hollow was losing the battle the whole entire time. The only round I think is actually debatable is the first, but I don't think that it was a, like they saying it was a body, it wasn't a body, because Hollow came to fight. Other than the second round, I feel like he kind of gave up in the second round towards the end, but in the first and the third, I think that he, you know what I mean? I think that he really came to fight for real, and it just, the crowd wasn't fucking with him anyway, and then Mav wrote, you know what I mean, a lot. He made sure that he was going to win these rounds. He got him off crisp. He got him off, you know what I mean, clear. We got to appreciate that. We got to hope that we see this Mav HOFFA again, so we got to celebrate this Mav HOFFA. I'm doing this thing where I give rappers grades. So we give A, B, C, D, F, right? I'm going to give Mav HOFFA in this battle a A. I'm going to give Math Hoffa an A in this battle, an A plus even. I want to see this Math Hoffa more. The thing about it is I don't know who can motivate this Math Hoffa to come out. We know Murder Mook can. We know maybe a Sue Surf or somebody can. But he's about to battle Heavy Half. Are we going to get this version of Math Hoffa for Heavy Half? It remains to be seen on RBE March 16th. I do want to see that, and I am rooting for Math Hoffa because he used to be in my top 5 until he started to, you know, have a little bit of troubles, but he's still up there for me. So shout out to Math. It was good to see the flare, the flash of the classic Math Hoffa. If I had to give Hollow the Don a grade, I would either give him a B minus or a C plus. I would even, and some of y'all might say I'm being harsh. Some of y'all might say I'm being nice. But I think his first and third were pretty fucking good. I mean, the angles that he used to defend the angles that he knew Math was taking were pretty fucking genius. They just weren't working because Math did such a good job at what he was doing. I think that he deserves credit for that. I think that his writing was still hollow. I think that the only reason the second came off like it did is because he was like, man, these motherfuckers ain't feeling me. Fuck them. You know what I mean? But he even came back in the third like a champion, and he fought through it like a vet, and I want to make sure I acknowledge that. I think Hollow the Don deserves a B minus or a C plus. And this is grading them according to who they are, not according to you know, battle rap. Just 8. You know what I mean? I don't grade them on the same scale that I would grade myself or fucking anybody. You know, I grade Math Hoffa on the Math Hoffa scale. I grade Hollow the Don on the Hollow the Don scale. I'll let y'all know when I'm grading somebody on the general battle rap scale. But this was an A plus Math Hoffa versus a B minus Hollow the Don. I think it was a good ass fucking battle. I give the battle as a whole a B. You know what I mean? It averages out to about a B plus. Salute to RBE. Salute to every fucking body, because I don't feel like thinking about everybody to salute. Mainly shout out to the motherfucking trappers. We are back lit. It's battle rap trap and we got the streets.
Check, check.
3-0.
It's 4 in the morning. I'm thinking about money. I need it, I want it. I can't even sleep. Ow. Henny. Hey, look at me. Hey, look at me. Hey, look at me. Hey, look at Hey, look at me. They be like, hey, yo, that nigga got everything. Look at me. Gucci shades flipping like the Wayne Wayne. Look at me. Bitch bad, she the fattest in the state. Now look at these niggas out here trying to catch up. Boy, you late. Just look at me. Taking flights. Boy, I know what Vegas like. Look at me. Jamaica nice. Shit, I might go back tonight. Look at me. My own boss, and I never took a loss. Look at me. My own boss, so that mean we taking off. Hey, look at me. I'm the plug. I could get you what you want. Look at me. Funny and I grab a pussy Donald Trump. Look at me. Gotti beat, nigga, we gon' turn it up. Look at me. What you earn a month, watch me burn it up. Look at me. Hey, look at me. Hey, look at me. Hey, look at me. Look at me. Hey, look at me. Hey, look at me. Hey, look at me. Look at me.
Cool as a fan. I could never be cool in a can. Bad little joints, drool off the sand. Thick white chick is usually tan. Your chick usually bland. White folk food. Your pockets like what Libo do. My crazy bro, my psycho boo. She fuck me good, I'm psycho too. Look at me, cool in the cut. Jewels on flush and my shoes don't scuff. Whip game clean and my wrist game clean. Jacket jean and my jean got seams. Plus I'm riding dirty. Where I'm from, we shoot to kill. oh, oh, oh.